New York City Council Minority Leader Joe Borelli is with us now. Thank you for being with us this morning. You know, Mayor Adams said that this was a worse situation than when COVID was at its height. When a naval ship there was used in New York as a hospital docked in the Hudson, it was grossly underutilized. But now there's this plan to house migrants on ships. So do you think New York is going by the same playbook as it did in the pandemic?
No, I think to compare this to COVID is beyond absurd. We were one of the first places hit, and it did actually hit very hard amongst our hospital patients and nursing homes. Obviously, the Cuomo scandal with nursing homes. It's not a fair comparison. But let's be clear about why Mayor Adams is actually pushing this. It is actually one of the more practical responses to this crisis caused by Joe Biden than anything else. Right now, the mayor is also trying to lease 30 or 40 hotels in neighborhoods around New York City to cope with these people. He's also, as you pointed out in your last segment, building a giant tent city in one of our parks. And we have a number of parks that could also meet the bill. This actually would be more, just from a practical standpoint, easier to implement and keep people contained and offer the services to them.
And in terms of the ships, though, I have to ask you what your perspective is. Clearly, Mayor Adams is a Democrat, you're a Republican. But no matter what party you belong to, do you think that ships should be used in this way? And do you think that it should be mandatory?
No, it's certainly preposterous. I mean, let's be clear about what this will actually mean. I mean, this will be the most visible symbol of the failure of Joe Biden's border policy and Democratic big city sanctuary city policies across the country. Every time you see a migrant strolling the promenade deck or lounging in a deck chair, there's going to be, repercussions on a political scale. I mean, every House candidate will certainly be talking about this. Every news organization will certainly be filming this. And frankly, it might even bring the crisis to a head sooner than we think, just because of how ridiculous it will be in the face of inflation, in the face of rising costs of living. We're allowing these people who've come here to just now reside on a cruise ship in my backyard.
What do you think is the best way for local governments to address this?
Look, I mean, New York City has sanctuary city laws. Obviously, I don't support them, but we're going to end up taking these people on. And I know the mayor is going to have to fight even the most woke city council members to put a migrant hotel in their district. So I actually think that this is going to end up being the solution if they can come to terms with Norwegian Cruise Line, simply because it's easier to get one lease on a giant facility for 1,000 people than it is to negotiate 30 or 40 leases with hotels. And then, every part of the city that gets a migrant hotels, whether it's progressive areas or Republican areas, that many more people will just dislike Eric Adams. So I think from a political and a practical standpoint, the cruise ship is most likely what they're going to aim for.
Well, it's a difficult situation for the mayor to be in, for sure, because he has thousands of people coming in to New York City. The same complaint that a lot of border towns have had in Texas, Arizona, and the like. So I think the question is this going to amplify the Republican vote or the Republican impetus to vote in the midterm elections, or is this going, and November's election, or is it going to backfire?
It will not backfire. Every photograph of a buffet line on a Love Boat filled with migrants who are being paid essentially on a cruise ship will infuriate the Republican base, and I think flip a lot of moderates who will finally come to terms with the fact that Joe Biden's border policy is an absolute epic disaster. I mean, look, we had migrants coming across the border when Trump was president. We had an established policy. We had a Remain in Mexico policy. People did seek asylum and get asylum in the U.S. Now, this is all laid bare. And if a cruise ship is floated into New York Harbor, rest assured it'll be on the front page of every single newspaper in the country. It'll be the lead on every primetime news channel around the world.
New York City Councilman Joe Borelli, obviously, we know that there is a strong sentiment from you and others who think that this is certainly absurd, but there are different opinions here. We appreciate sharing yours here on Morning in America. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.